Welcome to the Adhocracy Show. On today's episode,
who campaigned it best?
Secretary Clinton
or Donald Trump?
We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm David Landeen.
And I'm JD Melville. And welcome to the Adhocracy Show, where we celebrate advertising, marketing, art, and design.
Now today, we wanted to address the presidential election that's happening tomorrow.
Yep.
And we want to make sure our viewers are informed, not necessarily about policy
or the scandals
or those things that, you think you need to know, but what we want you to know about what really wins elections, the marketing.
Exactly. And of course, no better way to do this than to actually debate. So David here is going to debate on behalf of Senator Clinton. I will be debating for Mr. Donald Trump.
Now, we want to make sure you understand this is not necessarily our own political views. This is really just talking about the marketing and how well they marketed themselves, their campaign, their viewpoint. And we also aren't necessarily going to take this too seriously, so we hope you don't either.
But we would love to hear your comments after. Who do you think won and who do you think had a better campaign?
Yeah, so without further ado, the first ever Adhocracy presidential debate. Well, it's great being on the stage with you.
Wrong.
And I think we'll just start off with our opening statements. Let me start off by holding up this picture of an American flag that I drew and say I'm patriotic. And notice my opponent is not holding an American flag.
I just happen to be wearing red, white, and blue.
Excuse me, please don't interrupt.
Wrong.
My candidate that I am debating for, Senator Clinton, would hold this American flag too if she were here. Therefore, she is patriotic. Thank you.
Mr. Donald J. Trump, of course, knows that America needs help, that we are in a place where we need someone to take over, that sure, we can hold up an American flag to try and prove that we're patriotic, but what we really need is someone to get going, to get to work, and do their job. Thank you.
All right, first up. Now, we were not able to find an unbiased moderator. They just aren't out there. Therefore, we are going to moderate ourselves. And first up, the logo.
So the logo is of course, the one thing that someone might come across. It shows who you are. It may communicate more of a message than you think. So we will be talking over who had the best logo. And Mr. Landeen, you have 1 minute.
The Hillary logo was an H with an arrow. Simple, straightforward, pointing to the future. H standing for Hillary. H also working with her slogan, which we will get to next. And it was a simple blue and light blue, but it also had variations of red and blue, of white, and just very different, very adaptable, and very memorable. Nice, crisp lines. Again, the arrow pointing to the future, pointing forward, pointing towards progress. It was a very good logo, and I think she used it well during her campaign.
All right, Mr. Melville, you now have a minute to discuss Mr. Trump's logo. Mr. Trump's logo may, on its surface, seem very plain. It's not very fancy. It's not very sharp. It doesn't look like it was designed by Pentagram. But really, this is Trump's name. Trump's name is known worldwide. You've got his name on towers, on apartments, on all sorts of things. So it is recognizable. But it's not the fancy gold thing, because that's too hard to really get to know. His logo right now, is bold. It's beautiful. It's simple. It's not making any excuses. It's not trying to make any big promises that aren't built in there. Okay, so now, Mr. Landeen, will you moderate the slogan?
Yes. So the slogan, this is their central message, what people are going to remember them by, besides the logo. It actually is a very simple statement that kind of shows what their campaign is all about. And let's see, Mr. Melville, we will start with you. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. Great to be with you all again. I would like to point out my constituents in the crowd here. The slogan that Mr. Donald Trump has is "Make America Great Again." Now, this was used before. In fact, it was used by Ronald Reagan in 1980 when we were in a big period of flagnation. That's high rates of unemployment. The economy was in a bad spot. This slogan speaks to the people. People that really know, hey, we're in a bad place. We can all say that America is great, that, we're going to all work together. We need to make America great again. This was also used by Bill Clinton, even though he made fun of it later in life. And of course, being the businessman that Mr. Donald Trump is, he also tried trademarking this in 2012. And so not only is it just a statement that just speaks to the broken system and how we really need to get to work to do it, we're really talking about there was a great place for America, and let's get back there.
Mr. Landeen, you now have 1 minute for your slogan. Hillary's slogan was "Stronger Together, I'm with her." Now, it was a slogan of unity. It was a slogan that also gave people something simple to say. It was not very long, very concise, and she was trying to bring people together. You talked about earlier going across party lines, and I think that's what she had meant by "stronger together," trying to bring people together. The "I'm with her" actually kind of became a slogan of itself, where people would just have that part of her slogan as a call out, a war cry, if you will, and it was really became kind of their main slogan. "I'm with her." You could find it on bumper stickers. You could find it on, and because it was such a short, simple slogan, you could put it everywhere. You could put it on bumper stickers. You could put it on flyers. You could put it everywhere. It was very recognizable. And the H in her also worked well with her logo, which was an H and an arrow pointing forward and across party lines.
We'll now move on to social media, the use of social media in a campaign.
Now, President Obama changed how social media is used in the presidential campaign.
It was a big reason why he
huge
really did so well.
And so with that, social media is a huge part of the marketing strategy of any campaign, and we're going to talk about how well they did of using social media to connect with their constituents and gain a following. Mr. Melville, you, right?
Sure.
All right, you now have 1 minute for social media.
Now, social media, Donald Trump is all over social media. This is a man that is not afraid to do his own social media. He doesn't have a bunch of campaign people guessing what needs to happen, what needs to be said. He's a very strong personality, yes. He's not afraid to speak his mind. He puts out what he feels. He's not afraid to call anyone out, no matter on their status, how big they are, how small they are. He even within his platform, he talks about that we don't have time to be politically correct. And so he can really comes through Twitter and speaks his mind, shares what he thinks is right. Sometimes he has to say things a little bit differently, but he's really saying what needs to be said.
All right. Okay, Mr. Landeen, you now have 1 minute for social media. Hillary Clinton had a great team that ran her social media accounts and made sure that her image and what she wanted to be seen as through social media came across. This included not tweeting at 3 a.m. And I think that's about it. All right. Oh, and Lisa Mercado. Want to make sure I brought that up randomly. I don't know. I wasn't even ready for that. Didn't have that on my paper or anything. But they did have a great video for right after the debate when she was a main talking point, and they had the interview, and that was a huge deal and a huge social media thing that I think worked very well. All right.
So the last thing would be image. The image, or you could say here brand, of the person, as that comes up, sure that you could agree with them completely. Sure, their slogan and logo could be great. Sure, they could use social media perfectly. But if their brand or image does not stand up, if it feels off, you may not vote for them just because of how you feel about that person. So
we'll combine this also with closing arguments. We'll just make this our closing arguments.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Mr. Landeen, you have 1 minute to debate your client's image and as well give us your closing statement.
Hillary Clinton, this is probably where she struggled the most, is her image. Though she's not the most charismatic person, it's been a tough thing to overcome an image issue that she's had. But with great marketing, with staying true to your brand, which she has done a great job of, a lot of her brand is being a woman, and she has been a woman the entire campaign. And also not making her necessarily likable, but making her a more likable candidate, or a more likable choice than Donald Trump.
Okay, Mr. Melville, you have the same amount of time. Donald Trump, despite any offenses he has had, any issues, any scandals that have come out about him, he is still running neck and neck with Mrs. Clinton. He is a person who is known. We know his personality. We've watched him on The Apprentice. We've watched him throughout time be this strong personality. He is tough. He is wanting to do something big, and he has a success about him. He is a leader. Even though anything has come out about losing money on his taxes, he's still sitting at the top of Trump Tower, living a great life. And he promises that he can make America great again. He can take the things that he knows, the trades, the work, the people, and he can redo what we have that is broken. That is Mr. Donald Trump. What do you think was the best campaign? Who did some things that were really great in their campaign? What things were really big missteps, marketing-wise? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, those great marketing social medias. And also feel free to like, comment, and share this video because we need to stay informed about presidential elections.
Yes, absolutely. And for your made-up fact of the day, if you subscribe to our video, just right down below me, your candidate for president,
no matter who they are,
yeah, even if they're independent and crazy,
yeah,
will win.
Yeah,
come out from behind. Maybe they're the leader.
That's how democracy wins. That's how democracy works.
By subscribing to YouTube videos.
Right there.